Hello students. So students, in the previous class, in this chapter, that is life process, we have started with that of the respiration. We were talking about the respiration and we had discussed that the assimilated food, the food that get absorbed in our intestine and enter into our bladder stream, that will reaches to each and every part of the cell. And there oxygen will also reach, and finally the oxygen helps in the process of oxidation. It breaks the food and because of that energy is released. Now the energy which is released, it is stored in the body in the form of ATP, and finally it will be used for the different activities or different function a person performed. Now respiration is what? It is when we talk about the respiration and that of the breathing. Respiration is something that all the organisms use to perform. Even the plants also do this process. If we talk about the difference between breathing and respiration, because we are saying that in case of respiration, there also the result is the carbon dioxide. In case of respiration, we used to take the oxygen. So, oxygen is used and carbon dioxide released in case of a respiration. But here, when we talk about the breathing, when we take oxygen and release carbon dioxide, this process is called as the breathing. And when the food breaks down, means breakdown of the food happen, and due to which release of energy occur, that kind of a method, that kind of a process is called as the respiration process. Okay, so this is the difference between that of the breathing and the respiration. Breathing is what? It's a kind of a physical process, while respiration is what? It is a kind of a biochemical process. Respiration involves the oxidation due to which there is a release of energy happens. Breathing is what? There is simply exchange of gases occur. Okay. Breathing is, it is related or it is limited to that of the lungs only. But when we talk about the respiration, it is there, it is up to the, not to the lungs, but it is related to the mitochondria of the cell. So here in case of a mitochondria, there is a release of energy happens, and when the lungs used to exchange the gas with the help of the nose, and that is called as the breathing. So this is the basic difference between that of the breathing and respiration. Now respiration process, you will find that the process of photosynthesis and respiration, they are just opposite to each other. In case of a photosynthesis, plants used to take carbon dioxide and release oxygen. In case of a respiration, plants used to take oxygen and release carbon dioxide. So this is what? This is just opposite to each other. Okay. Now moving on, and we will try to understand that how energy is released during respiration, and we were discussing about the three terms, that is ATP, ADP and inorganic phosphate, which is represented by Pi. What happens in case of a ATP, ADP and inorganic phosphate? So basically, when a person take oxygen, this oxygen will be used up. It will be more consisting of a more energy. This will consisting of a less energy, and inorganic phosphate is also present in our cell. ATP, ADP and inorganic phosphate. So when we talk about the ATP student, here it consisting of a high energy. So it is rich in energy. It is high in energy. ADP, it is what? It is the low energy content, and that of the inorganic phosphate is there, which is also present in our cell. So we can write it here that if we discuss about the ATP, it is a high energy content. If we see that of the ADP, so it is what? It is the low ADP. It is the low energy content, and it is present in our cells itself. Okay, so we can write it here that is, this is basically present in our cell only. And the next one is the Pi, which we called as the inorganic phosphate. Now this is a phosphate group which consisting of a two things, and that is phosphorus, because it is PO4, so it consisting of a phosphorus and oxygen. Phosphorus and oxygen, these are the things which is present in that of our cell, and through which the energy is exchange of the energy takes place. So if we look here, that what happened during the respiration, the energy which is formed due to the oxidation of the food, it will combine with that of the ADP and inorganic phosphate, which is already present in the cell, and due to which there is a formation of a adenosine triphosphate, which we called as a ATP. So let me write the reaction again. So we can write here that is ADP. This ADP will, with that of the phosphate and energy, ADP, phosphate and energy, these all will help in the formation of a adenosine triphosphate. Now this is what, this is the low energy content, and we know that this is what, it is the high energy content. So this is the first thing that happened in case of the respiration, in which the energy is stored in the form of a ATP. Okay, so it is stored in the cell in the form of ATP. Then when the cell, they need energy, when the cells need energy, when the cells, they need energy, then ATP can be broken, then ATP can be broken down to ADP and inorganic phosphate. So the reaction just get reversed when the cell uses or utilizes the energy which was earlier stored in the form of a ATP. So now the reaction will be, it will be in the form like ATP. ATP is what? It is ADP plus phosphate plus energy. Okay, ADP plus phosphate plus energy. Okay, so the energy is released in this process. So this basically happened in case of the mitochondria, where the first energy is stored in the form of a ATP, and then whenever the cell, they utilize this this energy, then the ATP get broken down into that of the ADP and energy is released here. The thing which is important to know here, that is ADP can be converted again to that of the ATP by when the process of the respiration happens, energy release, and again it will absorb the energy which is formed by the respiration. Now it is like that of the battery, students. Like in case of a battery, we use the battery for the for heating, for running, for any other purpose, and then again we will recharge it by providing the electricity, means by providing the energy to it. Now again this energy will be used for the different purpose. So it is like the same, that at first that energy is provided to it, which will stored in the form of a ATP, and then then this energy will be used, it will be utilized for the different purpose, and finally it will get converted into the ADP, which is a low energy content here, students. Now the stored energy, it is used for by the cell for the various things, like what? Like contraction of muscles. It helps in the contraction of muscles. Also in the conduction of nerve impulses. It will also help in the conduction of nerve impulses. Then synthesis of proteins. Synthesis of proteins and the different kind of activities. So we can write etc. Okay, so these are some of the work, some of the functions, some of the activities. For that, cells, they need energy, so they used to absorb, they used to take the energy from the ATP, and due to which this conversion happens. Okay. Now before we go further and try to understand the next topic, let me tell you that here we are talking about the respiration. Now respiration happens in the presence of the oxygen, right? But it is not like, it is not with the every organism, even it is not with every situation. There are some situations in which oxygen is not present. Then is respiration happens there? There are some of the microorganisms which do not show the process of respiration in the presence of oxygen. So there the respiration happens or not? Absolutely respiration happens, and there the respiration process takes place in the absence of oxygen. So on the basis of that, means on the basis of the presence of oxygen or absence of oxygen, we have categorized the respiration also two types. The first one is the aerobic respiration and the second one is the anaerobic respiration. So before we go further, we should see some of the things. So the first thing is the glucose. What do we understand by that of the glucose? When we look at the formula of the glucose, we will find that this is a compound which consisting of 6 carbon in it. So the formula of the glucose is C6H12O6. Okay, this is the formula of the glucose. It is the monomer of that of the carbohydrate, and it is the glucose which undergoes the process of oxidation, or we can say it gets oxidized, and due to which there is a release of energy takes place. Second one, that is glycolysis. What do we understand by the term glycolysis? Actually, the glycolysis is that process of oxidation of glucose to pyruvic acid is called as glycolysis. Okay, so the process of oxidation of glucose to pyruvic acid. The process of oxidation of glucose to pyruvic acid called glycolysis. That is called as the glycolysis. Okay. Now the process of the glycolysis, it happens in the cytoplasm, not in the mitochondria. It means there is no such need of oxygen is there for the conversion of the glucose to that of the pyruvic acid. Okay. So we can say that here this process occurs in cytoplasm. This process occurs in cytoplasm. It means there is no need of oxygen for this process. Okay, so there is no need of oxygen for this process to occur. Now we will see here one more thing, and that is one molecule of a glucose will form two molecules of a pyruvic acid or pyruvate. Now we are continuously talking about the pyruvic acid. So let us see that what is a pyruvic acid and what is its formula. So you see that the pyruvic acid is what, student? It is a 3-carbon atom compound. 3-carbon atom. 3-carbon atom compound, and the formula is CH3, C double bond O, C double O, H. We can call it either pyruvic acid or pyruvate. Okay, so we can call it pyruvic acid or we can call it pyruvate. Okay, so this is all about that of the. Now, when we talk about the pyruvic acid, so pyruvic acid to that of the conversion of this pyruvic acid to carbon dioxide totally depend upon the oxygen. If oxygen is there, then the conversion of the pyruvic acid in order to produce energy, that will produce a large amount of energy. But if in the absence of the oxygen the conversion is happening of the pyruvic acid to carbon dioxide, then it will going to give a less amount of energy. So these all things we will going to study in the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So I hope you have understood few terms which is important, because when we start with that of the aerobic respiration, these all terms will come along with that. Now let us see the types of respiration. Respiration is basically classified into aerobic and anaerobic. So without wasting time, I will start with the first one, and that is aerobic. What do we understand by the aerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration is that respiration which occurs in the presence of the oxygen. The meaning of the aerobic means with air. So if it is with air, so the reaction taking place with air, and air is supposed to be the oxygen. Okay, so we can write here the first one is the aerobic respiration. Here the respiration uses oxygen, is called aerobic respiration here. Okay. Aerobic respiration, the second thing in the aerobic respiration, that the product of the aerobic respiration is glucose, is carbon dioxide and water. Is carbon dioxide and water. Carbon dioxide and water. Okay. Now it will produce a considerable amount of energy. This respiration produces considerable amount of energy. Considerable amount of energy. Now, how this process used to take place, students? So basically there are two steps. First steps in case of the aerobic respiration take place in cytoplasm, while the second one, because there is a presence of oxygen is there, this respiration process is occurring in the presence of oxygen. So we can say that the second process will take place in the mitochondria. So we can write it here, that is, the reaction is glucose, which is one molecule, that will get converted to pyruvate. And the process of the conversion of the glucose to pyruvate. Now here pyruvate or pyruvic acid, that is of two molecules. And this conversion from glucose to pyruvate is called as glycolysis. And this whole process, it means the conversion of the glucose to pyruvate or the pyruvic acid occurs in the cytoplasm. It occurs in the cytoplasm. Now, from that of the pyruvate, this reaction will, in the presence of the oxygen, it happens in mitochondria. And due to which there is a production of a 6 molecule of carbon dioxide, 6 molecule of water plus ATP. And here the number of ATP will be 38 molecules of ATP will release. So this is the whole process of the aerobic respiration. You see that first of all the glucose is there. This glucose is one molecule. We have taken one molecule of a glucose which get converted to pyruvate, which is a 2 molecule compound, and the conversion of the glucose to pyruvate, it occurs, that conversion is called as glycolysis. This happens in the cytoplasm. Now the pyruvate, which we also call as the pyruvic acid, gets converted to carbon dioxide, water, and a considerable, a lot amount of energy gets released through this process. Now since oxygen is present, we know that in the first step there is no need of the oxygen because it is happening in the cytoplasm. So this step is common for both, that is for the anaerobic and the aerobic respiration. Only when the formation of a pyruvic acid or the pyruvate occur, we have to see that whether oxygen is present or not. If the oxygen is present, then this reaction will be continued in mitochondria, and there this pyruvate will be whole converted into carbon dioxide, water, and 38 molecule of ATP will be released in case of the aerobic respiration. Okay, so let us see about that is. So here we have understood one thing, and that is the process of aerobic respiration occur in the mitochondria, and one molecule of a glucose produces 38 molecule of ATP. Okay, aerobic respiration you will find in all the animal students as well as in the human beings also. Now let us see that what happened in case of the anaerobic respiration. So here we will see how the anaerobic respiration. So the respiration which take place in the absence of oxygen, that kind of respiration is called anaerobic respiration. So we can write it, the respiration which takes place without oxygen. This takes place without oxygen is called anaerobic respiration. Basically what happened, there are some of the microscopic organisms are there who are not able to prepare their food in the presence of the oxygen. So they used to show the process of anaerobic respiration. So here they used to break that of the pyruvate which is formed in the cytoplasm into ethanol, and 2 molecule of ATP is released due to this anaerobic respiration. So we can write it that in this respiration, in anaerobic respiration, microorganisms like yeast then yeast break down glucose into ethanol and carbon dioxide. Into ethanol and CO2. Now let me write the reaction. Reaction of the anaerobic respiration here, student. So we can write it here again. Glucose which gets converted to pyruvate, and from here, in the absence of oxygen, C2H5OH plus CO2 plus 2 molecule of ATP. Okay, so here 2 molecule of ethanol, 2 molecule of carbon dioxide is formed in case of yeast. Okay students.